conversation. Welcome, and I'm so delighted to be your host of this edition of the show. My name is Daisy Leo Asikidi, and we're going to talk about something that is very important for women because many women find it difficult to practice it. We're talking about developing the ability to say no and mean it. So when I say no, I mean no. You must have heard when people say if a woman says no, she means yes. No. Sometimes when people say no, they do mean no. And that's why some men take it into their subconscious that in sexual relations a woman could even be saying no and they go someone told me one time that when a woman says no, she means yes, and then you force yourself and it becomes rape. But I don't think we're going to go that extreme. But regardless, we're focusing on developing the ability to say no and mean it. I have two very special people in the house today. I have Grace Ikato with me here. She's a girl child rights advocate. Welcome.
Thank you so much for
And I
having me.
have another gorgeous woman here with me. She is Dorcas Onoje, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she's a pre-RO practitioner and gay child counselor. So you see, it's perfect. Perfect combination. So I think I'm going to be starting with you, Madam Grace. No, let me start with you. Because you're the counselor. So we'll do this first. What should I refer you, Dorcas or Miss
Dorcas.
Dorcas is fine.
Dorcas.
Okay, so let's start with some of the underlying reasons that could make some people make it difficult for people to say no. What could possibly be it that will make someone find it difficult to say no? Because I say no all the time, and I mean it when I say it. But why could it be difficult for some people?
Well, when somebody has the inability to say no, they are the kind of people that sell themselves out. They are more concerned about how the other person will feel about their no, forgetting that your no is for your own protection, it's for your own dignity, it's for your own self-worth and value. So, but most times people will tell you how is that person going to feel if I say no? But as a human or as a woman, you should know that anytime you say no to somebody, you are saying yes to yourself. It's for your own protection. And because of pressure, because of peers, because of what is going on in the society, you want to feel belong, people find it very difficult to say no.
Yeah.
What will people say? How will they view me? Forgetting that how people view you doesn't matter. But for every no you say, and you are saying yes to yourself, you are protecting yourself, you are building your integrity, you are building your self-worth.
Beautiful. So they've not learned to value themselves.
Yes.
And then there's also the peer pressure.
Yes.
And other
Societal pressure,
issues.
family pressure, things like that.
Okay, well, Grace, how do I even identify my boundaries? Because sometimes I don't think some people even know what they don't like. I feel there are people like that they don't know that they don't like this thing. So they just keep enduring it. Then one day they just flip. They go from 0 to 100 like, it's not that deep now, but they are overreacting. So how can one identify their limits and their boundaries and then communicate it effectively to the next person that, okay, you see this one, this area, I don't know, I don't want this one. How can we identify those?
All right, thank you. First thing first, I would like to say that identifying your boundary is knowing who you are. If I know who I am, I know my purpose, I know what my visions are, I'll be able to know my boundaries as a person or as a lady. So knowing who you are is knowing your boundaries and your purpose. For example, I say, okay, I'm a person that likes to go to church or a Christian, something like that. So I'll be able to identify my clear boundaries by that. So if I'm a person who is a teacher, for example, or who is a medical practitioner, I'll be able to identify my boundaries. But there are also other aspects in life that also like food or friends that is not very clear. Yeah, that's not very clear. So how a person can identify his boundary in that aspect is by your, how do I put it, feeling. how you feel. If, for example, I'm with my friends and the way she talks, sometimes I have this resentment. I just know that this person, this particular aspect or what she's saying,
It's not working
yes,
for
it's
you.
not welcome for me, or what I think, or my perception about that. So I'll be able to create a boundary with that person. That's how to create a boundary. So after creating that boundary, that's what even gives you the power, the self-awareness to be able to say no when somebody's getting to that point in your life or to that aspect of your life.
Okay. Now, there's also another issue about saying no when you were talking about earlier that some people, because of what others will say, so they just, I don't want to hurt this person. I don't want them to see me this way. I don't want them to perceive me as a bad person. So even mothers, there are mothers who say yes to their all their children's needs. When I was a child, there was a story my mom used to share in Benin. She'll say it in Benin, so then it has a song, there are verses to it, where a mother says yes to her child all the time. Although she always used to share that story when she doesn't want to buy my ice cream. And then the child became a thief, because the mother kept saying yes. See? But anyway, there are people who say no, like you said, because of what people will say. But when you now begin to have criticisms from this, you've learned to prioritize yourself now, and you're saying, oh, how should one handle this backlash, this criticisms, this pushback that could come when you're saying no?
Thank you very much. When you know what you want, you don't care what people say. What people say doesn't matter. It's what you feel.
What if the people are like your in-laws or your pastor? They're not outsiders so far. People you value and you put on a pedestal.
You owe nobody much. You don't owe people much explanation to how the decision you take. I keep telling people, know what is good for you. We all have our own way of judging things. We have our likes and dislikes, and which in turn make us to set our boundaries. When you know what you want, I don't care what you don't want. I may choose now, oh, I'm too dark as a person, I want to rub cream. It's what I want. So if you want to say anything, you can say whatever you want to say. I may also choose, oh, I like my skin the way it is. So even though you come to me and tell me, that is for you. Be my pastor, be somebody I hold in high esteem. I know that there is a reason why I hold you in high esteem, and I will maintain that. But for me to not allow you to not put pressure on me or control me to do your bidding, which is not in line with what I want for myself or for what I think is best for me, I will not take that.
So we just have to
because whatever thing you do today will determine what will become of your life tomorrow. I keep telling young people, the decision you take now will determine where you will be tomorrow. The decision you face to take now will determine where you will be tomorrow. So that you take good decision or you choose not to take decision, it will determine where you will be tomorrow. So when you allow people to push you, for instance, a child said, I'm interested in going to school, I want to go and read law. You now said no, because the pastor is not saying, no, medicine is very good, you must go and read medicine. Because I hold you in high esteem, you're not telling me, oh, yeah, you have to go and read. I know deep within me that to become a lawyer is who I want to be. And I've prepared myself for it. Now, if I not say because I hold you in high esteem, and you're telling me to do your bidding or to do that you think is right and which is not in line with what I want for myself, I will not go far. So everybody should know that when you allow people to push you to do what they think is good for you, yes, I'm not saying that there are times our choice may not be best for us. I'm not talking about those instances. There are some instances you know fully well that your decision is the best for you. You don't allow those pushback to push you away from your stand.
Yeah.
You stand firm. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be arrogant about it. You just have to be in respect. Pass your information and be firm about it. And this is what I want. This is how I'm going to go about it. These are the plans I already have that will take me to that destination I want to go to. So you don't allow anybody to push you aside.
Okay. All right, we're going to go on a break. But before we go on the break, I'll ask this question. We'll go on the break, then we'll come back and we'll answer it. Now, when the saying of the no is in the workplace, it becomes a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
So how can one handle this, especially when it's not a situation where you're working in a group? You know, in some offices, you have those can I use this word on television? Well, we have people pleasers. Let me be polite, because there's a word for them. You know, you have those people pleasers that could even go behind you to go sell you out. And then maybe you'd even agree as a group that we should do this. Then they turn it around, and then it's almost as if you're standing alone on that day. How can you handle such? We're going to go on a break. When we come back, we'll also talk about how to say no and mean it in a workplace, especially when you have superiors to defend your no to. So we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so the question I asked before the break is, how do you say no in a workplace and mean it when superiors are involved? All right. So there are a lot of women who are working, you know, many men will tell you, I don't want my wife to work. I don't want my wife to work. I saw a joke early this morning. My husband showed it to me, and we had a very good laugh. But the summary of the joke was, someone says the wife will not work because of religion. And then the wife got pregnant and says, only female nurses and doctors will attend to the wife because of religion. And then another person asked, if the women, these female nurses and doctors, their husband also said they should not work and go to school and do anything because of religion, who will now attend to your wife? And then we talked and laughed about it. True. But there are cases where some women do work, and in the workplaces they face all sorts of pressures and requests and issues that might not align with either their belief, their stance, or whatever you. So how do you say no to your superiors? Mean it, stand by your no, and then don't get dismissed from your job. So, all right, you can start.
Okay. All right. So, saying no in your workplace and meaning it. First and first, I would like to say, when you as a lady or a person is saying no, first thing first is you've identified your boundaries. Then say I mention your name, Grace. Sorry, sir, I can't. Politely, in a very respectful manner. And sometimes I do it, and I'll just smile, like give a kind of shabby smile to show that, sorry, this thing doesn't go well with me. So I'll say polite, sorry, sir, I can't. Though sometimes you may be in a scenario where the superior keep persisting, coming and coming, but stand with saying, no, sorry, I can't do this. It's not it's not aligning with what my belief is, or not even aligning with my duty, or maybe you even have cogent reasons why you can't do such a task. Then you make the person understand and explain why you can't do such things.
Okay, so explaining is one of the ways to handle this.
Yes,
okay.
Because sometimes some people may feel like you just don't want to, not because you are. So when you have a reason not to, why not? And tell the person. Of course, I know we don't owe anybody explanation, but for a more clearer purpose, you can just, give your reason why you don't want to.
So just the way the Bible said, bring forth your strong points. Okay, ma'am, let's go.
Thank you very much. For the part of workplace, it depends. It depends. For instance, now, if it's the moment of telling you to falsify figures, and you know fully well that it's your name that will be appended on that memo, you know the implication.
Yes, so that's
so
fraud.
You can stand your ground, not in arrogant manner, not being rude, but knowing fully well that if you do that thing, tomorrow is pregnant. Sir, with all due respect, or man, with all due respect, you are my boss, you are my oga, whatever name you call the person. And this thing I'm talking about, I have set boundaries for myself. There are things I do that I cannot do. Man, this is one of them. It's not in line with my belief, it's not in line with my upbringing, it's not in line with my person. When you say that, and maybe you are given a query for that, you can as well answer it. I'm sure except the system is totally corrupt. When the superior persons come across it, they are going to call your boss to order. That is, in that case, there are some other cases that it will seem that there's gang up against you. They just want to push you to that level.
Yeah.
That if you don't do it, just like you rightly said, that you might lose your job. In that case, what do you do? As a person, it's a hard nut to crack.
Yes, sir.
But it's better for me as a person. I'd rather lose my job than do that which will please you, something that I will be ashamed of tomorrow. There are people who have stood their ground and they are pushed aside today. And before you know it, something will just come up and they will send for them.
Yeah, this one.
Yes.
If you need this quality,
and another
get this
aspect again of you being firm in your decision, in being firm in your saying no, the same person who is kind of pushing you to do something that is not right today, and you say you're not going to do it, they may say, hey, don't come to this office again, I don't want to see you here again, don't come and see me again, I don't want to see you. Anything that pertains to you, I will not sign it, I will not do this one. That same person will recommend you tomorrow when they said we need people of integrity. People don't know this truth. The day they will discuss your matter, you won't be there.
True.
And the person will not tell or will not say the reason why he or she is recommending you as somebody that has integrity. You will say, what about this person? This person used to be very close to you. You say, but no, not this person. Go for this person. But you wouldn't know because you have proven yourself to be somebody of integrity. So when there's call for people of integrity, that same person that is victimizing you today for not carrying out her biddings will also recommend you. So think about that and know when to say, draw the line. Not in an arrogant manner, politely. I saw one video yesterday flying on social media, and what was the video? A junior staff went to his boss office telling the boss, I command you, sign this letter. I was like, what has come over this young man?
Exactly.
Maybe the pastor has told him, afraid, go and command your guy. And he was just doing it. And look at it. Somebody was videoing him from the other side of the office. I command you, sign this paper. In the name of Jesus, sign this paper. And other officers came in and took him out of the office.
Mental patient.
This one is no. Sometimes you just want to. You don't get things done that way.
Yeah, you can't impose.
You don't get things done that way. No matter how high-headed some persons are, you should go to them genuinely and politely explain very well. They will do it for you. So you must not head on to the pressure of doing something that is not in line with what you want to do. Let your no be no. And tomorrow, when you say no, don't go and start doing that thing tomorrow. That's where problem comes in. Some people will say, I'm not part of this. Then tomorrow, maybe things are not difficult for the person. They will not use it against you.
Sure.
So when you are saying no, let your no be no.
And stand by it.
Stand by it, and it will take you further than more than you can imagine.
Okay, so I have a final question because we're pressed for time now. But I would want both of you to handle it from two sides. You will handle it from the side of relationship, and then you just take it generally. Now, when people tell you no, and they try to explain their no reason why they're doing that, how should you react? So this is an advice to those who try to impose their will on people. They don't want to listen to your reasons. Don't tell me no, you just have to do it this way. Come on, it's the best way. In relationships, there are, especially for young relationships, where you get underage girls sending nude pictures to guys because they like the guy, and the guy is saying, if you don't do it, you're not proving that you care about me. And they get to saying no, but the guy can pressure them. Or those that say, I want to keep my virginity to marry, like, virginity, let's go. You know, there's so many ways to pressure this lady. So you could, when you are told no, how should you handle it? How should you receive the no? Then, ma'am, in general, a word to those that we are going to be telling this no to, and we mean it. So, great.
All right, thank you. So, for you that's a lady that's in a relationship or a guy in a relationship, and somebody tells you no, just understand that it is based on the person's boundary and perception and self-awareness. So if somebody tells you no, you don't need to react and say, you, this, that, maybe throwing words of insults or stuff like that. Just understand with this person and say, okay, sometimes you can even ask, why? The person may not give a cogent reason, may never give a reason at all because they honestly do not owe you any explanation. But I think that if you're in a relationship and somebody tells you no, it is because the person has set boundary for it or herself. Like the aspect of when you talked about, sending nude pictures or waiting to relationship. I just tell the person, sorry, I can't do this or you can't do that. And the person reacts in a very, please run away from that person because that person will pressure you to do something more terrible. So somebody tells you no, accept it with all simplicity and love. It's all right, no problem. If you can't do it, it's fine.
And if it doesn't work for you, move on.
Yes, to the next person.
And you find out.
Generally, when somebody tells you no, try to see from their point of view. You don't have to pressurize people to do something to please you.
Yeah.
You also know that whatever it is that person is telling you no for, they've already weighed in and out, and you know that this thing will not be in my favor. So when people say no, to accept it, listen to their explanation, and just accept them the way they have said it. You don't have to put pressure on them because when you tell somebody, I want you to do this, the person tells you no. Yes, you have your reasons for telling the person to do that. And the person is telling you no, respect the person's boundaries. Respect their boundaries. Just stay put in what they have said they want to accept as a person. Do not go further. Do not push. Don't try to put them under pressure because you are higher than them or you have the power or the capacity to do that, the money, the influence to do a lot of things. Just accept it and let's go.
All right. I want to say a big thank you to you, Grace, and a big thank you to you, Dorcas, for being our guest on Women to Women today. So people are going to say no to you, and you need to be gracious enough to understand that when they say no most times, they mean no, even when they are not firm about it. There was a video about how people say no. No, they used explaining consent with T, but we can't play that now because we're already done with Woman to Woman today. So understand that you need to prioritize yourself, woman. Mothers, train your daughters to know how to put themselves first so that when they don't like something, they can say no. There are people whose idea of fun is going to the club, and when they meet people whose idea of fun is going to the cinemas, they try to say, you're boring, you just be watching, let's go. Don't cajole people. Your fun is not my fun now. Your fun is to go on vacation. My fun is to sleep on my bed. We're all different people. Understand your boundaries, understand yourself. We said it at the beginning of the show, and stand by your truth. Gather people of like minds around you, and I think your life will definitely begin to get better as you progress in life. I'm Daisy Leo Asikidi. Thanks for watching Woman to Woman today. Adorable will be here next week. Well, for today, it's bye for now.